I just want to add just a few words with regards to the role of InvestKL and also DBKL and also the role of Greater Kuala Lumpur and Klang Valley. I was one of the early members of the GKL Klang Valley Steering Committee. It was headed by the then Minister of Wilayah Persekutuan and Wellbeing, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Rajan Nongchi. And in some way I was volunteering my service, and it was very interesting to be sitting in the steering committee. The anchor person there was none other than, of course, Datuk Sri Ahmad Faizal, who was then the KSU of Kementerian Wilayah Persekutuan. And it was really interesting to see how the economic transformation program worked. I think, despite all the armchair critics and some of the negative news in the media, I would say sitting as a member of the steering committee, someone who is not paid in the job, I could see the vision and the intent of this particular NKEA. I'm going to show you now, after about 3 years, the results are beginning to show. I mean, you can't expect all palm seed to be harvested without waiting for the plant to grow. All palm takes 4 years. Durian, I think, takes 7 to 10 years. But I think even a scheme and an idea like the GKL, KV, NKA will also take time for it to grow. I think today would be a very good day for the media to see what has been happening on the ground. I think the tipping point is about to be reached, and a lot of people have put in a lot of effort to get this going.
The Greater Kuala Lumpur Klang Valley is the only national key economic area under the economic transformation program that focuses on a specific geographical area. Why we put this Greater KL Klang Valley? In fact, the original idea of naming this sebagai Greater KL, but based on our discussion dengan Sultan Selangor, Sultan telah meminta supaya that Klang Valley to be included. So Greater KL Klang Valley. That's the why we put that all this sebagai satu region untuk membolehkan kita membangunkan Kuala Lumpur dan juga 10 local authorities di negeri Selangor. So for this case, that the 9 entry point project EPP under the NKA are meant to enhance the livability factor in Kuala Lumpur, befitting the city which serves as the heartland of Malaysia's commercial activities, inspiring to become a preferred regional business hub. We must bear in mind that we have to provide this kind of very dynamic region by giving special consideration and concentration how to make sure that all facilities, all requirements for this region to be prosperous, to be really very dynamic, and to make sure that this region really can offer something for the prospective investors. So that's why government decided to have this region, maybe that's equivalent to the size of Singapore. So that's why we really very serious about implementing this, supaya that development of Kuala Lumpur really very competitive, dynamic, at the same time can attract more investors coming to our country, especially for this case to Kuala Lumpur, Greater KL and Klang Valley, to make sure that public really understand and really appreciate the initiative of the government. You, as reporters coming from media, can do something as mentioned by Datuk Sri Michael Yam. We must really make sure that Kuala Lumpur, not Datuk Bandar's city, but city of all, city of our city. That's why we really need your cooperation your understanding, and of course to this tour, to all this project yang kita sedang laksanakan akan membolehkan reporters ataupun media understand the seriousness of government, the government in implementing programs, projects yang terletak di bawah NKA ataupun Greater KL. Today I will be taking you on a tour showcasing 5 EPPs that are River of Life, already in progress now. Greener KL under the responsibility of Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur. Iconic places also under the responsibility of Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur. And pedestrian network also very pertinent for Kuala Lumpur yang juga di bawah Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur. EPP 1, MNC attraction Invest KL. That's why from the beginning we really very serious about how to introduce, how to promote Kuala Lumpur. Based on my experience in Penang, kita menubuhkan Invest Penang. So when we discuss how to make sure that a really very effective agency or body that can do something for this, maka we based on the experience of other agencies like Penang, Selangor and so on, we managed to convince the government that this Invest KL should be established to promote Kuala Lumpur. Of course, during the initial stage of that initiative, kita juga dipersoalkan tentang the peranan of media. But I think for this case, the Invest KL and media now already very close, working together to make sure that the initiative of the government to introduce and to make sure that Kuala Lumpur and Greater KL really become the most attractive region in Malaysia. So that's why Invest KL must work together dengan MIDA ataupun MIDA. Thank you Mr. Zainal Amansyah for speaking on behalf of Invest KL. We are proud that the city is able to attract 38 MNCs today. This is the success of our chairman here, Invest KL, and CEO of Invest KL. By way of that, attracting investment into city to create new high-value jobs, enhancing public infrastructure and softening the harsh impact of urban development through green projects. This NKA addresses head on the need to improve quality of life for city dwellers. Of course, based on the present situation, that the main concern of some investors ialah about kita punya traffic congestion and so on. That's why that we need to really look into this, how to enhance infrastructure, for example, how to improve the traffic system and so on. Kerana ini menjadi satu elemen yang biasanya dipertimbangkan oleh pihak investors. Of course, in Kuala Lumpur sekarang kita dapati congestion sentiasa berlaku atas 4 reason. Reason pertama because hari Jumaat ni banyak nak balik kampung. So 1.6 million come in the city area. That's the problem yang we need to tackle. Kemudian dia punya number of cars 2 to 2.4 million a day. This the yang we need to really tackle this. Satu lagi lah, during hari hujan kita akan dapati banyak kawasan-kawasan yang akan jadi masalah. Yang ketiga, bila Selangor cuti, orang banyak shopping ke Kuala Lumpur di Selangor cuti. Yang keempat sekarang, really active of Kuala Lumpur, very active now. We have to really look into this consideration for this dataran mereka. Banyak orang minta untuk adakan, kita kena tutup jalan dan sebagainya. also contributed to this traffic jam and so on. But pada masa yang sama juga ada juga missing link jalan-jalan yang need to be improved by our jabatan dan sebagainya. Jadi of course for us as far as we are concerned that Greater KL will give a really very serious emphasis on how to improve our infrastructure and so on. That's why government through these various ministries and agencies created this joint effort atau joint committee to look into this. So we got SPARK, kita ada lain agencies yang memberikan perhatian kepada pelaksanaan NGA di Kuala Lumpur atau Greater KL. Number 5, River of Life. Spending over 10 years from 2010 to 2020, the River of Life project not only focuses on raising the quality of the river, but aims to also elevate the standard of its surrounding areas toward becoming a thriving waterfront. That is our main focus now. How to make that our riverbank really very vibrant and very active, not sebagai kawasan belakang bangunan. You can imagine kalau kawasan belakang bangunan, semua peti ais, mesin basuh dan all kotak apa saja dibuang dalam sungai. But very fortunate for Kuala Lumpur, not really rampant compared to my experience in Penang. Sungai Pinang tu macam-macam ada dalam tu. Peti ais, ada television, semua ada. Tapi di Kuala Lumpur ni still because we got that really good cooperation between ourselves and JPS. So to make sure that this riverbank really very vibrant, we have to change the image of development in Kuala Lumpur by giving special attention kepada whatever proposed plan by developers along that river must take into consideration bagaimana boleh menjadikan riverbank of Gombak and Klang River sebagai kawasan yang menarik di masa-masa yang akan datang. That's why we are really very concerned about river reserve 30 kaki kiri dan kanan, dan they can dapat developer can build dia punya bangunan up to sampai ke 10 kaki daripada pinggir sungai. Itu saja yang kita benarkan. The rest to be reserved sebagai kawasan yang memerlukan penjagaan masa-masa yang akan datang. So that's why we during our discussion consideration of bangunan-bangunan, kita akan melihat design must be mengambil kira kepada keperluan menjadikan sungai ini yang aktif di masa-masa yang akan datang. So for this case kita memberikan perhatian. This transformation requires the success of 3 task force: river cleaning, river beautification, and land development. Right now kita ada lebih kurang 111 government parcels yang kita akan bajukan selepas 3 tahun pelaksanaan river of life. Jadi kita akan mendapatkan keputusan secara dipahamkan, kita akan buat secara tender terbuka sebagainya untuk membolehkan this 111 government parcel ni akan dapat kita majukan accordingly. So typically please to be involved in all 3 task forces. We are insisting as much as possible to ensure the Gombak River, Klang rivers will be clean and safe for contact in 2020. And for this case, the river water quality itu ditargetkan ke tahap kategori 2B, mana you can touch, even you can swim. Well, for this case, ikan-ikan pun boleh berenang. Jangan sekarang dalam keadaan sekarang ni kalau kita ikan pun tak mau duduk tu terlompat ni, berjalan atas darat. So for this case, kita bekerjasama rapat dengan pihak GPS, consultant very serious about presenting to us suggestion and so on. So kita harap ini akan dapat dilaksanakan. The anticipated river beautification works along the 10.7 km of Klang and Gombak rivers that flow from Titi Wangsa to Brickfield have begun. Today, we will see the starting point of these works in the Masjid Jamek area. This economic mosque is the perfect location for the start of revitalization of Asa. It symbolizes the confluence of both Klang and Gombak rivers. EPP 6, Greener KL, the World Health Organization regards a healthy city to encapsulate 14 square meter of green space per person. In 2010, it's what recorded that Kuala Lumpur has a total green space of 11 square meters. To achieve this status, the BKL will be planting 100,000 large coverage trees in the span of 10 years to reach the required health status by 2020. For this case, for year 2012, we managed to plant 34,000 trees. 2013, 37,000 trees. And this year we hope we can plant 30,000, but for sure, based on the participation of private sectors, I think we can plant more than 30,000 trees in year 2014. The Landscape and Recreation Department of the BKL leads this EPP. We have successfully planted about 97,000 trees. We are also encouraging private sector involvement in the effort to green Kuala Lumpur. To date, we have received a donation of approximately 23,000 trees by the private sector, totaling to about over 120,000 new trees in Kuala Lumpur since year 2011. For this case, of course, we can plant a lot of trees, but at the same time, we must make sure that the quality of trees. So for this case, started this year, kita akan menentukan pokok-pokok yang sesuai. For this case, we hope we can plant some jungle trees in the city to make Kuala Lumpur a must-visit place, untuk membolehkan mereka mempelajari tentang khazanah kita, hutan yang boleh kita bawa ke dalam bandar. Jadi, now being practicing in Singapore, they have started to plant forest trees in the city, bagi membolehkan kita create suasana hutan yang secara tidak langsung yang can attract our foreign tourists to come to Kuala Lumpur particularly. Urban Design and Building Department of the BKL leads this initiative. Today we will be visiting Medan Pasar Besar and see how it has transformed into a car-free square. This initiative includes the restoration of surrounding historical building to turn the square into a pedestrian arcade. That's why we have to really understand the importance of this heritage building to our city. For example, like this Lebuh Pasar Besar, sekarang menjadi center kepada Myanmar people. di kawasan berkenaan. Why? Because building di kawasan tersebut menjual barang-barang dan perkara servis yang related to requirement of foreign workers in Kuala Lumpur. That's why dalam perancangan kita, how to make sure that this lebuh pasar really very attractive kepada pelancong-pelancong, maka we have to change the nature of activities for this building. Another aspect that very very important, kita akan di BKL akan barangkali berunding dengan pihak pemilik bangunan untuk menyewa bangunan ini, dan kita akan change the activity kepada yang lebih kondusif kepada how to ensure that this lebuh pasar really very attractive for the pelancong. Dan konteks ini kita telah pun mengadakan kerjasama dengan owner of the building, iaitu mengecat semula 70-30. 70 coming from the BKL, 30 from them. And we will extend this initiative up to lebuh pasar, lebuh hampang. Lebuh hampang so akan dinaikkan taraf supaya kawasan ini akan menjadi kawasan heritage kepada Kuala Lumpur. So we will also be visiting heritage trade too along Bank Muamalat, which depicts Malay architecture and culture. And the last yang kita akan bawa tuan-tuan ialah EPP 8 pedestrian network, a key measure of livability within a city if it's a connectivity. It is a connectivity. Although Kuala Lumpur has numerous trains, taxis, buses, walkways, so these services must be improved to support pedestrian connectivity. In our planning requirement, kita memang memberikan penekanan kepada potensial ataupun respective developers melihat kepada how to improve this connectivity. Kita must make sure that connectivity merupakan satu elemen yang penting, not only to cater for traffic but also for the people. To make city really very vibrant, we have to consider how to attract people coming to the city center using the city space for them to enjoy. Kalau kita lebih kepada traffic flow, the system and so on, kemudian at the same time create something very difficult for public to enjoy urban space, maka ini akan tidak mendatangkan roh, spirit of the city itu tidak akan dapat dicapai dengan sebenarnya. So that's why we are really very serious about this. In fact, in our planning requirement also, we give a special consideration for the vulnerable person to make sure that city space akan dapat kita tingkatkan bagi membolehkan people enjoy their city. So for this case, that's kita masukkan di bawah pedestrian network. Jadi sekali lagi saya ingin jelaskan, BKL has improved a total of 38.7 kilometers of walkways since the project commenced in 2011. Jadi pada pagi ini kita akan bersama-sama, jangan terlepas peluang. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur, to all of you. Dan juga to avoid for people counting raya, kita use this granite supaya senang orang tak rosakkan. So last time kita ada special design, tapi to do the problem of vandalism dan sebagainya. So kita buat decision untuk put granite here just to make sure people really very overcome the problem of vandalism. Orang duduk macam ni, duduk ya. You nak buat apa, angkat lah, angkat. Dapat tak lagi tak? So, thank you very much for reporters.
dan saya sendiri sebagai pemandu pelancong. Jadi pada pagi ini kita akan melalui jalan Raja Laut. Thank you very much Datuk Seri Puan Michael Yam pergi overseas Malaysia, dia tak melawat. So hari ini kita bawa ini adalah kawasan yang saya nampak kita akan berikan perhatian kepada excellent building ya. Kita harap kawasan ini akan really transform untuk membolehkan kita membangunkan dan menjadikan special attraction for Kuala Lumpur. Really they can enjoy di city center untuk membolehkan kita menjadikan mereka sebagai satu kenangan kepada pelancong-pelancong luar negara. Kita harap ini akan menjadi satu kenangan kepada tuan-tuan yang welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Kalau dengan support daripada semua sekali, kita akan runding dengan pemilik premis to close jalan Tengku Rahman from Dangwangi sampai ke jalan Tun Perak, to make it sebagai kawasan laluan orang ramai untuk enjoy the city space of city center. Saya kira baru progressnya very good center, dan kita harap kita akan dapat siapkan dan segera. Sebenarnya kita ini adalah sebahagian daripada usaha untuk menggalakkan jalan kaki. Kita nampak di sepanjang laluan ini kita tentukan kualiti material yang kita pakai. Ini kalau mengikut standardnya grade 30, semen grade 30 yang really can sustain heavy duty of penggunaan, dan kita harap ianya tidak akan rosak dan menimbulkan masalah pada lalu lintas. Sebenarnya di bawah itu adalah sungai, tapi how we manage to kawasan-kawasan ini perlu kita sambungkan. Dan saya telah pun meminta kepada Datuk Najib dan pengarah Jabatan Pengangkutan Bandar untuk memulakan laluan basikal. Kita akan buat laluan basikal, just tanda atas jalan, sama ada orang nak berbasikal tak berbasikal, tetapi at least to create awareness among motorists that they must give the special kind of consideration and understand that the mode of transport sekarang juga termasuk dalam basikal. Yang penting dalam ciri bandar ialah satunya ialah kesempurnaan lalu lintas. Yang kedua ialah infrastrukturnya lengkap. Yang ketiga, the most important, to show the level of concern and our serious initiative ialah buat kebersihan. Kita lagi menghadapi masalah kebersihan, di mana amalan penduduk-penduduk masih lagi tidak begitu memerangsangkan. Tetapi saya amat terima kasih kepada penduduk Kuala Lumpur kerana mereka very concerned about environment. Kita nampak tu ada jaring-jaring ini. Ini adalah anti-crime yang kita buat selepas kita berbincang dengan pihak polis dan juga pihak majlis jenayah, bahawa anti-crime ini adalah penting untuk mengelakkan kes ragut kawasan ini, dan mereka bersetuju untuk kita refurbish balik dan repaint dan balik dengan papan-papan elan di bangunan masing-masing to show the character dan juga the design, architectural design of the building. Ini adalah satu elemen yang penting kepada heritage building. If you travel overseas, biasanya dia akan memberikan perhatian kepada character of the building. Kita dah laluskan untuk dibangunkan semula, dan pihak jengkel akan memasukkan branded item here. Kalau nak beli kunci dan sebagainya akan di sini lah di tahun akan datang, dibangunkan oleh jengkel ya. Saya nak tanya bersih tak bersih bandar kita ni? Itu tengok. Kalau tak bersih sini nak turun. Okey, kita memasuki Jalan Tar Tengku Abdul Rahman. kami bercadang untuk membangunkan kawasan ini dan menutup hari Minggu. Mungkin hari Sabtu dan Ahad, but I have to ready negotiate dan discuss dengan pemilik premis kawasan ini untuk membolehkan mereka keluar menadakan perniagaan di kawasan jalan. Ini adalah KL Theatre. Kita akan tunjukkan teater sepanjang tahun.
Motor yang naik tu kan.
So nampak sekarang kan very intricate architectural design that really very good for us to maintain this one. Hidupkan balik because orang putih dia tak mau tengok bangunan tinggi, dia nak tengok yang sendiri. So how to maintain this one? Kita mengadakan kerjasama dengan pihak pemilik bangunan untuk membolehkan mereka mengecat semula with their own pilihan color. Kita akan bincang dengan diorang dan kita bagikan 70 from rate yang disediakan oleh pihak kerajaan dan 30 from them. Ini adalah langkah-langkah. So satu masalah yang kita hadapi di sini adalah dia menjadi center kepada pendatang-pendatang asing duduk kawasan ini. Dia really enjoy menjadi meeting place dia orang. So how to avoid this happen and open to the foreigners, foreign visitors and so on, we plan to change the activities. Dia plan to change activities. Maybe DPKL akan menyewa 2-3 bangunan di sini dan kita akan panggil prospektif businessman untuk menyewa daripada kita.